So we can go, if you would like, we can take a look at another word. If there's something else, I mean, I can see the strong connection between joy and that which they translated as endure.
Yes. Can you just, I mean, I know we have just a little bit of time left. Look at the, how is the endured the cross?
That's where I was feeling that we needed to go next as well. So that's excellent. So we'll take a look at it. And if we go over the time, we go over the time. I'm not worried. I hear your heart and wanting to honor, but I don't want to be dictated by that clock either. This is what the Spirit's going to share with us here. So in looking at the word right after, we have the word cross. And actually, this is probably a very, very good, great word for us to look at, because I haven't really broken down this word much. Not because I haven't, it's just, it hasn't come on my radar. It has on certain things, but I wasn't ready to share some of these things. But now that we're connecting faith into endurance and all of that, it's like, oh no, this is good timing. This is really good timing. So I'm going to go and take a look and see if we can dig out some more information from Janet's work. So I'm going to turn to the page that has the word cross on it, and we're going to begin to do our little exegesis work and see what Spirit is saying to us. All right, so just to let you know, this word, very, very interesting, is that A, it does not have a Hebrew connection, which I find is interesting. There's no Hebrew word associated with it. And in its form that we see written, okay, let me minimize here. In the form that we see written here, this is actually a morphology. So the static form of the word by itself is Zadi Lamed Bet. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Give me just a second here. This is what the language does to me. So if people get offended with my tears, it's going to be very hard for me to help them with this, because every time I look at a word, it just wrecks me. There's so much information, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. I'm really glad we're looking at this word. I'm very glad. Okay, so we've got Zadi Lamed Bet. That is the root. And we go to the root. It means to crucify, or the other meaning is to suspend on a cross. So this word obviously is very, very specific in its meaning. And it's used in Aramaic. It's not connected. Oh my gosh. It's not connected to Hebrew. So this is coming straight from a divine feminine perspective. Got to sit on that for a minute there. So this is coming from the divine feminine perspective. And it has to do with being suspended on a cross. So based on what you know, can you tell me what you're seeing here through the letters? And it's okay if you can't. We dumped a whole lot of information. So if your brain is a little bit of mush, that's all right.
What I'm drawn to look at is the Lamed and Yod in the middle. I'm not as familiar with Zadik.
Okay.
Lamed, I've heard you say, and about it being the teaching staff. And
yes.
I see the connection from the upper to the lower.
Yes. Very, very good. And we already know that the Yod is there, right?
Yes.
Okay. What we're seeing...
The Yod and the Aleph are added, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
So one other dot connect for you. The Yod and the Aleph are connected. And the reason why they're connected is that through toroidal math or reduction math, the gematria of the symbol Yod, not how you spell it through the constituent letters, but just the simple symbol of Yod, even though it's not simple. It's a magnificent letter.
Yes.
Has the gematria of 10. So in toroidal math, you would odd off the 0 and you would be left with 1.
1, yeah, wow.
So Yod and Aleph are connected. And when we've done the breakdown of the Aleph before, sharing that it's an upper yod and a lower yod that are connected in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So an upper vision and a lower vision, or a spark or a seed of life, or a vision, upper and lower, that are connected in the middle. And Vav, so it's 2 yods and a Vav. The Vav is a gematria of 6. And that, in a spiritual numerology aspect, is connected to man. So think of yourself in the middle, connecting to an upper vision and a lower vision. So the higher self and the lower self, which would be your shadow, that are then connected together as one. So that is why the yod is so important, because it's the power, means, and direction to get there. And this was placed in the center of the word, in your heart. So this aspect of the cross, oh my gosh, this is so profound. This is so profound as I'm looking at this. Okay. So I'll explain the Zadi, and I love that you said Zadik, because Zadi is the first letter of the word Zadik, and Zadik means righteousness. Zadi has to do with a letter that means to hunt and to chase, to lay in wait. So hunt and chase and to lay in wait, and it has to do with a journey. Now, this is one of the letters. Are you familiar with the term Sophite?
Yes.
Okay, so Zadi, as you know, is one of the letters that are fallen. It can be, but this is not a fallen Zadi. This is a risen. So it's not a Zadi Sophite. It's a risen Zadi. So this is specifically speaking about hunting and chasing, laying in wait of something that is a journey that is not fallen. So in other words, it's like a spiritual journey that you're taking, that you're hunting and chasing after something. So it has nothing, doesn't have to do with the material realm. We're in the material realm, but it doesn't have to deal with that manifestation on the exterior. This has to do with hunting and chasing on the spiritual path on the inside of you. And then that makes sense why the yod is placed. What I'm going to share with you next is why I said, oh, wow, give me a moment here. Envision this word without the yod in the middle. What are the letters that remain?
Lamed, Leb.
Yeah, and do you know what Leb is?
I'm familiar. I choose to remember. Tell me.
It's good. It's good. It's because I'm making you wrestle on purpose. I'm brain here.
Is it love?
Well, that is a very, very good. I love that you said that, because it's the word for heart.
Yes.
Leb, your heart.
Yes.
So look at what we have here. In the center of the Zadi Aleph, so the very beginning of the word is saying that we're on a journey, right? We're on a spiritual journey. And what is added on the suffix side is what?
Aleph.
Exactly. So we're hunting and chasing on a spiritual journey to find oneness, completion, back to the beginning. And the word in the middle has to do with our heart.
Wow.
That's so amazing. It has to do with our heart. So when we're looking at this divine feminine aspect here, this word isn't used in Hebrew. This is only the divine feminine. We're crucifying. Our heart has been crucified. It doesn't have anything to do with the external flesh. It's that which pierces our heart.
Wow.
In order to produce oneness unity. Because it's through that piercing of our heart and crucifying the self, the ego, And we're given the power, means, and direction to do that on the inside because we have the spark of Creator on the inside. We have the power, means, and direction from a vision that is directly connected to the Aleph in order to manifest the fullness of the Aleph. That power is already given within us.
Yes.
So if I was looking at this through the divine feminine aspect of why the divine feminine had to come and has come, so that we can invert the divine masculine from its inverted state, this is what I see in this word with cross and to crucify. And we know that the cross is connected to covenant, right? And to the completion of the journey. So when I'm looking at this, I see in our journey, we are hunting and chasing after that which we're actually lying in wait for. It's a spiritual journey, not a material one.
Mm-hmm.
And we're lying in wait to what? To catch the power that is within our heart. So we go through instruction where we're urged on and we're goaded on and we're pricked and prodded through the waters of chaos by, being urged to go within the door of the inward man, because this vision is already inside. It's the active vision that gives us the power, means, and direction in order to build ourselves on the inside, spiritually build ourselves and build ourselves as family that is ultimately going to reveal the oneness unity. But we're going to have to go through a process of crucifying that self-nature so that we have authority on the inside of us, that our heart is what is going to be giving us the power necessary to come forth in oneness unity, because we chose to take the spiritual journey and hunt for it.
That's rich.
It's incredible. So I'm just gonna give you just two little things that I see right here. Well, I could go on and on. This verse is incredible. I'm like staring at wonderment at this verse. This Lamed Hay, this is like the teaching staff of authority, instruction, teaching that reveals. And what is it revealing to us? It's revealing the gospel message, right? What we can have hope and expectation and trusting in. It's a gospel message that we have to wrestle and think and consider, because that power, it's already in us and it's waiting for us to activate. As we crucify that which is keeping us from the oneness unity. So we're hunting and chasing on the spiritual path, and instruction is given for our heart that is empowered by that vision, that spark given within, so that we can find the oneness unity. And this is the other thing that I wanted to share with you. I could go on and on, because this just keeps going on in this beautiful. Oh, in fact, I'm gonna land the plane on something, because I just saw it, and this has to do with what my husband shared just a couple days ago about a standing sovereign. I think you've seen me share this with you before. So this is just a little bit of a nugget that I'm going to give to you so we can land the plane for our session today. But here we have the Vav and the Ayin Lamed. This root is connected to Ascension. Of course. So, of course it is. So it's saying connect to mother in humility, right? Because this is a divine feminine aspect. And even though mother's teaching the divine masculine, it's saying that you have to first start with mother first, so that you can see and know the purpose of why the instruction has come for you to ascend. So in other words, this is bringing about clarity of what crucifying and the cross is all about, the true gospel message, which is connected to ascension, so that we can fully see and know why the rod of authority and correction has come to us. That is absolutely fascinating to me to see this written like this. Two more things, and then I'll stop, and then we can chat a little bit here about today. This word that I've highlighted right here, the root of this has to do with change and transmuting. Change and transmuting. They translated it as perfecter. So this root word is connected to the Transfiguration.
Wow.
So when we look at this, the Dalet was added. So transfiguration or spiritual alchemy or transmutation comes by going through the door of our inward man, because that's where change happens. And then that is connected to everything that we just saw here. So here's change, and then here's joy. And here's the word faith. And that's all connected to that.